Have you ever wondered how you can be so dialed in at work, leading teams, solving complex problems, crushing deadlines, yet feel completely out of control when it comes to your own body? It's like no matter what you try, the fat just won't go away and your health just slowly starts getting worse and worse and worse. If that's you, then stick around because I'm gonna give you some brutally honest fat loss advice that's gonna help you reach your goals. Just a quick warning here though, this advice, it might upset some of you. But if you can handle straight talk, then this video is gonna be extremely beneficial. The first thing you need to understand is this: you are not overweight because you're getting older or because you travel. Yes, travel and age do make it a little bit more challenging to get into shape, but it is by no means impossible. Now, if you really want to see some fat loss results, then you have to start taking ownership of your own health and start thinking like a problem solver through some of these obstacles, not going in thinking you're a victim of your circumstances. For example, if you already know you're gonna be short on time later this week because you have a lot of travel, rather than just eating whatever you want and skipping your exercise because you know you'll be out of your routine later this week, what you should do is get a few quick workouts in and start thinking of a game plan on how you're going to handle your nutrition while you are away. Think high protein meals, high produce meals before you leave. And then while you travel, you've got to be managing your alcohol and your carbohydrates. And that is thinking like a problem solver, not like a victim. Okay, moving on to the next tip. You do not need to log every bite and hit your macros perfectly. You're not a 25-year-old bodybuilder with endless time who's looking to stand up on stage. You're a high-performing professional who wants to improve their overall health and improve their energy levels. So instead of obsessively logging all of your food into MyFitnessPal, what you need to do is take photos of everything that you're eating and drinking for 5 to 7 days so you can actually start to see the choices that you're making and see the food that you're putting into your body. This brings you more awareness, which is going to allow you to fill in the gaps in your diet instead of obsessively tracking every single calorie or every single macronutrient that you're eating. Because I've seen it time and time again, and I've fallen into the trap too. If you're constantly obsessing over your nutrition and your logging, you eventually are gonna burn out. All right, now moving on to tip number 3, your breakfast is destroying your energy levels. So let's have a talk about your breakfast. Most men are starting off the same way. They're either starting off with toast, granola, a big smoothie, or even worse, skipping it all together. And this massive spike in carbohydrates, it ends up leading to a huge crash about 10 a.m. And when your energy levels drop, that's when your cravings spike through the roof. Now, here's the fix. You need to be swapping your high carbohydrate breakfast for a high protein and high produce option instead. Think options like eggs and egg whites with veggies, Greek yogurt with fruit, or a protein shake with an apple. These options are simple, they're quick, and they can change your entire day. Because when you control your first meal, you control your momentum, and your momentum is what's going to control your results. And here's some of that tough love. You cannot eat perfectly for 3 days and then blow it every single weekend. Most men, and I fell into this trap too, I would undereat all week long, and then I would way overeat when it came to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then when I would step on the scale on Monday, I would wonder, why am I not seeing any progress? And this is such a common trap that I see guys fall into, and it's because we try to be extreme. It's because we have the all or nothing mentality, and it's because we think we have to be perfect. If you're trying to eat low carb, low calorie, or super clean, once you're thrown into an environment that has more options, you're likely to be giving in and overeating. Now, most guys think this is because of lack of discipline, but that's just not true. It's actually because you're fighting against your own physiology. So stop chasing the perfect days and start chasing consistency instead. A 7 out of 10 game plan that you can execute every single day is going to beat out a 10 out of 10 game plan that you can only do for a few days at a time. All right, now tip number 5, do not cut out carbohydrates. What you need to do is time them better instead. Because the truth is, despite so many popular diets out there, carbs, they're not the problem. Eating too many carbs and eating those carbs at the wrong time, that's what ends up getting you. So here's an example. If you're sitting at your desk all day long, you do not need a huge bowl of oatmeal at 10 a.m., even if it doesn't have any sugar, even if it's whole grains and organic. But before or after a workout, that's when your carbohydrates can become your greatest asset and weapon. You eat them when your body actually needs them, to use them for fuel and to use them for recovery, not when you're just sitting on Zoom calls all day long. So don't think you have to cut carbohydrates out. You just need to control them and time them more efficiently. And that's exactly what keeps my clients feeling energized, lean, and strong without ever feeling deprived. Okay, now tip number 6. Your decision fatigue is likely your greatest enemy. Think about it. All day long, you're making hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of decisions, whether that's relating to your business, your personal life, your kids, your family. So when it comes to the end of the day, it feels like your willpower has dwindled to almost nothing. So what does that cause you to do? It causes you to grab what's quick, what's convenient, and what's easy. Now, I can speak with this with confidence because I know exactly why that happens, because I was stuck in that same trap for years. But eventually I figured out how to eliminate that decision fatigue. And it's done by simplifying the process. And that's also what I tell every single one of my clients to do. So stick to the same breakfasts and lunches during the week. You just want to try to keep it boring Monday through Friday. Then you can enjoy a great dinner out or dessert with your family on the weekend. Because structure creates freedom and simplicity creates sustainability. All right, so if you want to see the exact same system that I use with my executive clients, check out this video where I break down the singular focus methodology, which has helped over 200 busy executive men over 40 get in amazing shape in less time than they thought possible.